Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 19 of Holland America Cruise Around the World. Easter Island, day 2. Come join us. So today we have a ship excursion. So we are meeting in the World Theater. It's a little different today. They've got a nice little screen that says who's gone, who needs to collect their stickers. It's a much bigger excursion day than the last one that we had in Lima, so much more organized. So let's see how it goes. Just to give you an idea of the rockiness of this tender, this is us still by the ship. We are slamming into the side. It is pretty rocky, so when they say it is a lot of motion, it's a lot of motion. Boom! I did have to take my anti-dizziness medicine today and yesterday to try to make this ride. Also gives an idea of how high that step can be to get on. They said it could be up to 4 meters. I cannot step 4 meters. That is like 3 feet or something like that. I'm only like 5'4". But they have tons of people helping you get on and off. All right, so we have made it to our first stop. I don't know where we are. We don't have a guy that speaks English in our car, and then our car broke. So we were 5 minutes, 10 minutes behind the bus that we were supposed to follow. And then the van driver couldn't find the bus driver. And it's been an adventure getting here, and we're gonna leave it at that for the moment. But we're looking at something. It's these restored moai. This park is public, so you don't need a ticket or anything to get in. You can just walk here from actually where we dock at. See the ship in the background, but it is beautiful. Take a look. Apparently we're at a place called Tahai, which is marked on the map that Holland gave us. Very beautiful. Hopefully this tour can go up from the terrible start. We'll see. Here we are. We're at the statues of the 7 moai, which Easter Island is very much known for. It is beautiful here. It is very peaceful, except for the tour groups, obviously. Whenever you do these group tours, you are going to run into other tour groups. They seem to do the same schedule, so there are quite a bit of people here for the moment, but I still get this nice shot for this moment. Now, our guide did tell us that moai number 4, the one in the very middle, during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the sun goes directly behind, above, and in front of him, like an astrological thing. He said a lot of the moai around this island do that. When the sun hits them a certain way, it signals the start of the fishing season or a change of season or something like that. Almost like a farmer's almanac that we see back in the States. So very neat. It's just a beautiful spot. I mean, quite honestly, you could look at it and you could think that you're anywhere in the Hawaiian Islands because the islands of Polynesia are so similar. There's wild horses here. It's just very peaceful and lovely. And like I said, a lot of tour groups. Now, we could have hired a tour guide outside of the ship area where we tendered to, but due to the tendering process and things like that, I just felt more comfortable being on a Holland America excursion. Now, our van did stall between the last stop and this stop, but at this point, it's just part of the adventure. It is what it is. The van's not air conditioned, and there are quite a few people that are upset about that, but something about these rural areas, you're not going to get air conditioning. It's fine. He had to turn it off to make the van work, so whatever. It works. This stop also has restrooms and a little snack stand. All right, and our final stop of this journey is the craft market. Just various crafts, bracelets, your very normal touristy things that you have. Some of it's handmade, some of it I'm fairly certain is imported, but nonetheless, it is a shopping stop, which is something that we were looking for. The last stop we had, I only took a little bit of video, and it is because it was raining. It was very muddy, but that is where some of the moai had been knocked down. It was the last one that was being built from the wise man, but then I was discovered, slavery happened, they were all kidnapped and taken, so a lot of things obviously went away with that. He said that the population of Easter Island dropped all the way down to 111. And of those 111, only 25 were childbearing, or women who were able to bear children. So they ended up having to integrate with visitors to keep the population alive. So that was after this, we were headed back to the ship. We're kind of on the main drag. We did learn that had we kept walking just a little bit, we would have gone up to a little bit more businesses yesterday, but we were pretty tired, so we were good where we were. But we saw the rest of the main street, if you might say it, which really just had a lot of rental car companies and some hotels. Didn't really add a lot, some markets, things like that. But there's about another 20 minutes in our shopping stop, so we'll see. There's a few markets across the street. I don't know, we might try to find a snack or something, who knows. Still, it was a great tour. It definitely, you had to pack your patience. It had the challenge at the beginning, but we made it through and everything got better from there. The first bus was better at keeping up with us and making sure we were there. The guide wasn't so distant and started explaining things more. I think he felt rushed at the first stop because we had gotten lost. But everything turned out okay. We are back, and with that, we have finished two amazing days on Easter Island. What luck to have the perfect weather 2 days in a row to be able to let us do that. The tenderback was extremely rough. It was extremely difficult getting off of it. It was whoosh, 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 real bad. So it took a long time to unload that, but everybody got off, so that's what's important. So Easter Island, never thought I would ever go there, and here I am. Amazing. Now we have an eternity of sea days before we get to our next actual stop. We do have something called the, and I'm going to mispronounce it. It's like the Picterian, I don't know. Mutiny on the Bunny Island. We have the experience, but we don't actually get off that day. It's like politically you can't do it or something like that. I don't know. So we've got like 6 or 7 sea days until we get to our next land that we can set our foot on, which is Papeete, Tahiti, which that is not a tender port, so we should be good to go. But great time. Now, time to hit up the Lido for some lunch. All right, we just got back from Lido lunch, and I got something from the Players Club. I got the little chocolate treats, which we haven't been in the casino that much. I'm surprised that we got anything, but we sure did. So take a look. They're a little different. Normally it's like chocolate covered strawberries or something, but today it's different. It's these nice little treaties and like a music note staff thing. Look at that. It's so nice. All right, I came down to the balcony for the rest of the sailaway. It was insanely hot on that sea view pool deck. I got overheated. I had to go sit in Lido, have some water. I was going to come back to the room, and then he blew the horns that we were leaving Easter Island, and I said, oh, let me go see it sail away. It's so magical, and it was. And now I'm going to finish sailing away from the comfort of our balcony. Holland, we normally do ocean views and insides, but for this one, we got a balcony because it was so long. And today's a day where I'm like, good decision, don't regret that one. Because I get this beautiful view of sailing away from Easter Island all to myself. Check it out. It was such a good time. I didn't know that much about Easter Island until actually going there, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity. I don't think I understood prior how difficult it was to get there, or how, like, a lot of people don't get that opportunity, like what a once in a lifetime chance it was for me. And it was one of the things that Sea looked forward to the most when we booked this trip was Easter Island. In fact, when we were trying to debate what we wanted to do, if this was what we wanted to do, Easter Island, when she was reading the itinerary, she got to that part, she started crying. So this was her big part of the trip, and I can absolutely see why. Now, a few things to note, we are leaving a little earlier than expected today, but he also opened tendering earlier than expected today. A big storm is expected coming up from the south. He didn't have to move us to the other side of the island, which he had anticipated doing earlier in the week, but he did say we need to come back. We need to leave a little early today. Everyone has to be back by 3 instead of 3:30. He also did not let anyone go to shore past noon, so you had to be out there by noon. But with that being said, people's itinerary today was not nearly as bad. Some people got a ticket or immediately called, so I'm fairly certain they moved to open tender very, very quickly. So if you have 2 days, second day is not as difficult. Everyone wants to make sure they get there the first day because it's such a difficult place to go. That's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Now, honestly, I don't think we used our time in Easter Island as wise as we could. It was just due to lack of research on my part, and I understand that. If we would have walked a little bit further down that road and not turned at the fish, we would have gotten to the other section of the main street where there was lots of restaurants. There was a soccer field. There was where they were teaching surfing lessons today. Seemed like more of the town gathering point, but the problem was it was downhill and we would have had to walk back uphill to get back. So I'm not sure how much it would have altered our plans yesterday had we done that. And I didn't realize there was so many Moai statues around Easter Island. I thought it was just the one set. So I think I would have picked a little bit better as far as excursions or activities had I known that there was so much to do. But at the same time, I am very satisfied with what we did. I think we did as best as we could. It's a lot of research when you're talking about 124 days. So we did as best as we could. We didn't book this trip till December 19th. So we're not even talking about that I studied for 6 months to figure out what we're going to do. I am the planner. C just kind of comes along and says, where are we going? You know, what should I pack? Warm clothes? Because she hates cold climate, so, you know. But, like I said, there was probably a lot more we could have done, but I'm satisfied with what we did. All right, appetizer for me tonight is going to be this artichoke and olive bruschetta thing. C got a shrimp cocktail. Entrees tonight, C went with the vegetable pizza again. She does love this veggie pizza. For me, I got the chicken kiwi, well, however you say it. It's looking good too. Look at this asparagus. Asparagus looks great. All right, and for dessert, C, it turned back around to watermelon sorbet. That one was so delicious, she had to get it again. And for me, I got this chocolate cake caramel torta thingamabob. But the plating is beautiful. Look at how it's plated. It's gorgeous. And with that, we are done with another fantastic day here on the World Cruise. Easter Island, amazing. Like I said, we didn't do as much research as we probably should have. I didn't realize it was that big with that many things. But we still had a very magical time. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Blessed to have 2 amazing days there. Not just 1, not just 0. So, and we all got certificates to show that we had a completed voyage. So that was really, really nice. Had a fantastic dinner. After dinner, we went to the headline show. We only stayed for a couple songs. It just wasn't our bag. It just wasn't the vibe. And then we went to the casino, and we are back on top with the casino. Woo! 124 days. You really got to watch it. I tell you. We were going to hit up Rolling Stone, but their keyboard player actually broke their hand. So their vibe's a little different. Plus, it was country. We're not big country peeps. So we decided to hit up Billboard. We haven't sat with them at all yet this cruise. I thought they were really good. They were really personable. We had run into them in Easter Island and kind of followed them around for a little bit because one of them spoke Spanish. But it was nice to kind of sit in here and chill. And we sat at the piano bar so much on Koningsdam on our 35-nighter. It was kind of nice to get back to that kind of vibe and singing along and just everybody cheering. And their sets are extremely varied in what they sing and play. In fact, a lot of what they do is requests. So it keeps their music just a little bit fresher than what we've been hearing in Rolling Stone Lounge. But tomorrow we'll start a ton of sea days, like 5 or 6. And on top of it, we lose an hour every day, or we gain an hour every day. I think we gain. We go backwards. So number 1, tonight, of 5 straight days of going backwards in time. So that should be fun. So basically in 5 days, I'm going to be 5 hours behind where I am today. That's a lot of time changes in a very short amount of time. But that will also put us on the Tahiti time zone, which is where we end up on day 6 or 7, something like that. I don't know. But, and there's a experience in the middle of it. I had somebody teach me how to say it today. Pitcairn. Something like that. Pitcairn. The Pitcairn Islands. That's how you say it. So that experience will be coming up in a couple days. So, still cruising along. Still having a great time. Still having some fantastic food. And so many more experiences still left to come. So make sure you hit that notification so you can be notified when we post a new video. Hit the thumbs up. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe. Keep following us along for our adventures. And we'll see you another night. Bye!